Casa de Amparo is a nonprofit agency with the singular focus of treating those affected by and at risk of child abuse and neglect. There's a whole continuum of services that we provide to intervene at various points along what we see can be a spectrum of abuse that can continue if we don't intervene at some point along the way. We are able to provide therapists in the classrooms, individual therapy, family therapy, and really provide a level of intervention at a very early stage that we find to be extremely reparative in the family system.
Let Annabelle be in the lead. So let's watch her game. Let's just try to play along with her.
What we try to do here is provide therapy that's specific to teaching moms the things and the skills that they need to be able to take care of their babies in ways where their babies are safe, their babies grow and thrive, and have the bonding and the attachment experiences they need so they have their own resiliency to deal with and thrive in their lives.
Residential Services is our licensed group home program. These are kids who really need much more intensive work. Their histories of trauma and of abuse are more severe. The kids are living with us 24 hours a day, and so we are really trying to address the trauma from their childhood and get them functioning at a higher level and back into the community.
Each child is assigned a therapist, and they have the opportunity to meet with the therapist at least weekly, but as needed for that child. We provide as much of a home-like atmosphere as possible. We have very comfortable living areas, full access to the kitchen and televisions. Many of the kids enjoy playing video games. They play basketball, they bike ride, they skateboard, they go on extracurricular activities. We also provide services for pregnant and parenting youth, so prenatal services, as well as services for the mother.
With Casa de Amparo came security, and it helped me transition out of some place that I didn't want to be.
They made the best of it, and they made us feel comfortable and loved and cared for, and really put a lot of work into making sure that we were valued and that we could be somebody, and that's not something that I'll ever forget.
I'm glad they were there for me.
New Directions is part of CASA that is the transitional housing, and it is for former foster youth ages 18 to 24. They get their own apartment, fully furnished. They have a case manager, and the case manager helps them to get a job, to get enrolled in school, and to be productive. We have a computer lab for the youth to get on. We have food that we give out to them. We also have clothing, so if they have an interview coming up and they don't have the proper attire, we can provide that for them.
I was homeless on the streets of Ocean Beach when somebody gave me the right number to call. Since joining New Directions, I got my high school diploma, learned how to drive a car, and got my license, and started going to college, something I thought would never happen. I've never really thought about my future before, but it's really exciting to have all this open up for me, and now I just have to choose. I can't wait to have a chance to give something back to this program. Like if I can come back and say something to the kids or donate or something, there's got to be something I can do.
We created a program called our Young Parent Network, and that's an evidence-based program working specifically with families, mothers who've experienced trauma and sometimes been affected by substance abuse.
We found in Young Parent Network that fostering those nurturing relationships, having the support, saying, hey, I'm here for you, what do you need, what are your challenges, before it becomes a big stressful issue, that's really made the difference. As therapists, sometimes our change is really incremental. With this program, it's really exciting because you're actually getting to watch those skills develop right in front of your eyes, and for me, that's very fulfilling. But it's even more awesome to see the bond between the parent and the child transform.
Our Hayward Child Development Center is a therapeutic child care and preschool center, and it focuses on working with at-risk children and families or children who have experienced abuse and neglect in the past. The teachers are trained to observe and assess the children for behaviors that might be out of the ordinary, and they really work with the therapists to develop a plan where they can work with the child in the classroom naturally to overcome some of those behaviors. And at the same time, the therapist and some of the teachers can work with the parents to help them understand why these behaviors are happening and what from their home environment may be contributing to those, so that they can work on the same things at home.
Because of the classes, I have a better understanding of how to cope with their emotions while my husband is gone working because of his job. It's so demanding, and that has been a big help for me.
Our family visitation program is another program where families actually are on a reunification plan, which means the child has in fact been removed, but we still have parents and families that are actively engaged and want to get their children back. And so through our family visitation program, we're able to provide remediation. We monitor the visits, we supervise it.
We have very comfortable living spaces. We have kitchen areas where they can share meals with their children and almost forget that the visitation aide or monitor is there. It's just time to make it as normal as possible because they're separated from their child and they're really missing them.
My daughter was taken because of my drug use while pregnant with her. With Casa de Amparo, I was able to come in here and feel more at ease. I felt welcomed. I didn't feel nervous. I didn't feel like somebody was watching over me. We would see her evolve, and each week that we would come, she was changing. So it was a huge part, for my growth and my decision to stay clean. Like I wanted to continue to see that for the rest of her life, and this is where it started. I know that from the deepest part of my heart that Casa de Amparo helped me stay clean, and that helped me get my daughter back. At one point, I would like to do something for the community that Casa de Amparo does. I would like to do something to help, another addict or another suffering mother, another suffering child.
We may not always know what the outcome is in families, but we know that we're taking all the steps to provide the best quality and the best care and teach people to provide that same nurturing, loving environment.
Without Casa de Amparo, all of our Casa kids would be left without a loving home.
Without Casa de Amparo, I probably would not be clean today.
Without Casa, I don't know where I would be.
Without Casa, I wouldn't feel safe.
Without Casa de Amparo, we would not be as involved in our children's lives.
Without New Directions, I'd be a lot farther from my happiness than I am now.